Welcome to the Bartenders Anonymous, episode 22. And I am recording with my gaming headset on because I paid, I think, like fucking $160 for these things and I never use them. So, trying to set them up with the pod and also trying to switch to more wireless shit. So, I got cords coming out my asshole. Got to cut down. All right, I'm going to go back and listen to this, make sure these levels are decent. And we're back. Hopefully these levels are not really dumb. But yeah, it's a little different with the wireless headset because I can't really hear myself. So I'm kind of recording blind a little bit. But that's fine. I'm just talking into the microphone anyways, like normal. Alright, so quite a bit's happened in the past week because the anonymous bartender here finished his classes and went off the deep end a little bit. Oh, man. And I've been just like perpetually hungover ever since of like this is the beginning of this week. So I'm slowly weaning back off because I fucking boozed hard the first night with my buddy who shall remain nameless, but he's probably my biggest alcoholic friend. And, we just got it fucking hammered, and, yeah, it started out fun, you know, it always does, and then you start slipping into this alcoholic fucking psychosis, basically, by the end of the night, and, he's a little older than me. I think his liver might be a little beat up, so he started to slip a little bit before me, and I was like, you're being fucking annoying right now. And he's just like, oh, what, and like, just not on the same level. And we still had fun. But yeah, just got to a point, and then I'm like trying to catch up to him. But once you're to that level, you're basically fucked. So, we survived. Like, nobody got hurt. It was all good. But I was a little rough the next day, and then I had to go to the Ducks game. Because, it was, who did we play? Not OSU. USC. I knew it was letters. Yes, I played USC, and my buddy was like, I did not think you were going to make it, judging by how you were last night. And, but I made it, smoked a little weed, because I can smoke weed now. Had some beers, just kind of just rode it out, got through that day. And then the third day, I had to go to work, and so I'm coming down from this fucking 2-day bender, essentially. I think I drank enough the first night for, 3. So, pardon me. So, whatever. Shit happens. And falling off the wagon. It hurts. So, where was I going with this? Oh, work. So, fucking, I wake up and I was okay at first. And then the afternoon starts coming. And hangover kind of starts setting in hardcore. And I was like, man, I got to nip this in the butt. Like, what am I going to do? So I smoke a little weed. And I'm like drinking soda water, bitters. I even had a fucking, a Miller Lite, just trying to fucking cut it down. So basically by the time I get to work, I'm like lightly crossfaded. Had to walk because there's no way I was starting my truck with my blower thing. Yeah, so I get to work and I'm like fucking just trying to survive. And of course the owners are there. And so that's like the first people I see, and I walk in there like just a zombie. And my freaking hangover killer wore off almost immediately. And then I started just getting a throbbing migraine. And my mom listens to this. She knows about my migraines I used to get. I don't really get them anymore unless I drink 3 days in a row. So she knows that I'm not very functional with that. Yeah. So I just fought through it, just hurting. I was a hurting unit. And if like I only had to work one day, and if I'm like all fucking beat up, but it is what it is. I got through it. And the owner like said about some mistake I made or something the next day, and I was like, fucking fire me. And she's like, well, no, I'm not going to fire you. And I'm like, I don't care. But yeah, I'll work on it. I'm in a weird spot where it's like I got to try to not be a dick about not caring about my job, but it's hard to hold it back when you don't give a fuck about your job. So I try and find a balance there. So yeah. And then I was like, throughout the week, I've been just like drinking red wine, like trying to just be an adult. And then, because your body like gets addicted to alcohol so fast. So I'm like trying to wean back off again. So tonight, no booze. I do have some soda water with a little bitters in it, so that doesn't count. And then, so kind of got to crawl back onto the wagon and then reassess. So I'm trying to smoke more weed and then cut the booze out. But it's a process, fucking getting into smoking weed, because like I used to smoke and just be like just scared of everything, and like I'm thinking I'm gonna have a heart attack the whole time, and then I fart or take a shit or something. I'm like, oh, I'm fine. That's gas. But you know, that's how Elvis died, taking a shit. So you got to be careful. And so I'm slowly building my tolerance back up. Not that I really had one at all before, but it's a new age. I'm 32 years old. I can't be poisoning myself like this anymore. So hopefully got it out of my system, and I'm alive. Didn't get fired. All is well. So yeah, it's kind of catches up that shit. What are we at? That's only 6 minutes. I feel like I've been talking for like 20 minutes already. Let's see. I did scribble some notes on here just so I don't lose my train of fucking thought. Yep. Work fucked. Got hammered for a couple days. Some of this shit I can't even read. Whatever. There's one thing on there. I fucking saw the guy that jacked my bike that I got it back from. He was in there the other night, and I was like, oh, because he was cashing out a lottery ticket. And first I hit him with my food service voice, you know. I was like, oh, what do you got? All right. And then I realized it was him. And then when I like gave him his money or whatever, I was just like, you have a good one. And he's like, yeah, you too, man. And I was just like, oh, just daggers. But then I'm at work, and I don't know if I think the owners were still there at that point. And so I just said out loud, I was just like, that's the fucking guy that stole my bike. Like where he could still hear me as he was leaving. But yeah, so that was kind of awkward because he just like hangs out at the place. But I don't know. Hopefully he doesn't come back because that was awkward as fuck. But we'll see. Been kind of fucking with my studio equipment a little bit. I got one of these like MIDI controller piano things, and I'm like trying to learn how to use it because I want to end up doing some kind of intro song / kind of funny rap for the podcast here. But it's like I can't steal YouTube beats anymore if I'm actually trying to do this like professional grade. So I've been watching some YouTube videos trying to figure out how to kind of get the instruments to work and da-da-da. Because I can just do some basic-ass shit, but if I'm going to record my own song track that I make, then I'd like it to be a melody that I created instead of like some bullshit on the internet, or I guess worst case scenario, I could actually buy a beat, but it'd be more fun to do it myself. So it gives me something to work on, and it's just kind of fun to get in here on my computer and fuck around and pretend I'm working when I've got fucking like 4 days of nothing. Because I've been gaming quite a bit, and like I wanted to release the podcast on Tuesday, but I was just a fucking shit show coming down from everything, and so I was like, man, I don't want to do the podcast yet. And I put it off, and then I played video games like fucking 3 nights in a row. As me and my buddy got into GTA Online, like role play games or whatever. Like you get on a server, and then everybody's like acting like real people or whatever. Because I didn't really know that was a thing. I thought it was just GTA Online, and everybody just tries to fucking kill you the whole time. And, but yeah, he taught me about this server. So we've been on there, like, picking up garbage and fishing and, like, literally working a part-time job on a video game that's not real, just to kill time. And it is actually pretty fun. especially when I was like drinking some wine, like drinking wine, fucking doing a virtual job. It's fucking retarded, but it was fun, so I'll give it that. But then after a couple days of that, and then we played some other game called Warhammer or something. And then I was like trying to smoke more weed, less wine. And that game was actually pretty fun. It's like, he said it's basically like Left 4 Dead, but with the different layout or whatever. But it was pretty fun. I was going to get on and play tonight, but I was like, I cannot game all night again without doing the podcast. So I was just trying to make myself sit in the studio. And then I think I just smoked the perfect amount of weed to make me do it. And here we are. Fucking, what is it, Thursday? So yeah. So I got another couple days to fuck around. I probably will game till like 2 a.m. tonight anyways, but c'est la vie. And then maybe I'll work on that song and hopefully have it on by the next podcast, but no promises on that because making music is very difficult, and that's why I've never stuck to it. But I've got quite a bit of free time these days, so my excuses are dwindling. Oh yeah, Doc tried to call me today. I saw the missed call on Discord, so I wonder what that was about. What's up, Doc? Hit me up. But yeah, no, the podcast that him and I did together, it's like slowly getting some more views. It's like my top 4 podcasts, I guess. So slowly but surely. And yeah, sorry, I'm still kind of a mess today, so I'm not the most organized with my thoughts, but I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. I knew this was going to happen as soon as I fucking let the floodgates down. So hopefully feeling like a dead zombie alcoholic for like 3 days. Kind of get it out of my system. Because, yeah, right, first day you got to clean the house after you've just been getting hammered for a few days and your house is just destroyed is glaring reality. And you got to go, all right, here we go. Let's fucking put it back together again. And then hopefully you end up better because of it. Ideally. Because it's easy to just be drinking off hangovers and then you're just an alcoholic because you can't ever not drink. And so like I saw it coming already. I was like, all right, we got to chill the fuck out. And maybe we can get to a point where instead of me just getting fucking hammered on liquor and whatever's laying around, I can just be like, let's have a bottle of wine, smoke some weed, and then, you know, eat dinner, go about your evening without being a psycho. But I can't help it. It's in my blood. But I'm recognizing it, and I'm thinking of my studies and all the stuff I learned in class, and I just threw it all out the window. Oh. But it's a new day. It's a new week. And, yeah, I'll get my shit together eventually. My buddy invited me to, like a little wrestling tournament thing they're doing in town at, like, the middle school. And I was like, I was gonna go. And then I kind of forgot about it anyways. But it's like, I don't want to be the fucking weirdo that shows up without kids. And I'm just like, I used to wrestle here like 20 years ago. Like being that guy. But I don't know. It would be cool to kind of get into coaching or something. Or just doing something positive that I don't hate. So maybe someday I'll get into some kind of volunteer shit or something. There's this guy at work. Regular, not employee. They basically think they're employees. They're there so much, but he's cool. But he was telling me about volunteer shit that he does where they practice like going out and finding dead bodies and shit. And I'm like, dude, that sounds like badass volunteer work. Like they just do like kind of a simulation thing where they're like, oh, let's say there's a body out here in the woods and we got to go out and track it. And I think they actually like buried like a dead raccoon or something. And then they like go out there and dig it up and move it, or one team moves it and then the other team has to try and find it. I was like, dude, that sounds like a lot of fun. But yeah, I just have to remind myself to research it. Because in theory it sounds fun, but then I just like, Then I have to leave the house and stuff, which I didn't get up and around until like 3 o'clock today. And so I still wanted to go for a walk and get out of the house, get some fresh air. But like the sun was already going down. And I was like, fuck it, I gotta go. So I went and walked through the park and, get a little stoned and walk through the park in the dark. And it's a little scary. Oh. It's like there was like one group of people in the parking lot, and I was like, oh, fuck, they might jump me. I'm like looking at my keys, trying to find a way to use them as a weapon, like just in case somebody tries to jump me. But of course, nothing happened. I just like to catastrophize. I like that word, catastrophize. I think everybody does that. They're like, oh no, I'm going to walk outside, somebody's going to shoot me in the face. Like, generally, no. But good to have your guard up. Because on the off chance that somebody does jump you, it's better to be prepared. Which is why I need to get into shape. I feel like I eliminated like 2 months of working out and stuff in like 4 days. So, pardon. I gotta get my shit back together. Hit the pull-up bar. I did do some pull-ups the other day. I think I did like 4 sets of 3-ish. Oh, that was another thing. When I was walking through the park, I saw the monkey bars, and like there was nobody around. And I was like, I'm doing those monkey bars. And I like climbed up there, and I did the monkey bars all the way across. Like a fucking weirdo at the park after dark. Pretending he's in military training for like 10 seconds, because that's all I could handle. But it's my life, and I'm going to live it. And it will get better in due time. But yeah, that's kind of the lowdown on what's going on with my shit show. So, another week or so, have my shit together. Gonna have to detox and sweat all this alcohol out and replace it with marijuana. Yeah. So we'll see. I'll try and keep some notes for this next one, because I was a little jumbled the past week, so wasn't a lot of notes getting written down. It's just like one shit show after another. Oh, life. But it'll be all right. I get knocked down, but I'll get up again. They're never gonna keep me down. I'm gonna listen to that right after this. All right. Peace out, Girl Scouts. I love you much. And I'm gonna try and be a better person this week. Hopefully you guys do too. We'll make the world all right. One person at a time. Or whatever, cliche bullshit. I don't know. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye. I just listened back to that whole podcast, and there's some weird fucking clicking noise in there. I don't know if it's the fan in the hallway or if I was clicking a pen and like not thinking about it. So, anytime I try and do a retake on a podcast, the second one is just dog shit, even more than my normal dog shit podcast. So I'm not re-recording. There's no way. So I apologize for the clicky noise to whom it may concern. You may not have even caught it. But yeah, sorry. All right, love you, bye.